Look alive, ghosts. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Chris Vector in Wildlands. This weapon is one of the best weapons in the entirety of this entire game entirely. Believe me when I do say this, because it is true. The Vector is a very, very well-rounded weapon in Wildlands, and that is because it has the highest noise suppression in the game next to your pistols. What that means is that anytime you fire this thing off, enemies will not hear you unless they are very, very close to you. This is amazing for doing any kind of close range takedowns in the game. The Vector is very good for close range encounters. It's also especially good for taking out large groups of enemies in a close quarters environment. Let's say you have two enemies and there's two enemies kind of nearby, but you don't really have a shot on all four of them with just your pistol, or at least not fast enough to be productive. That's where the Vector comes in. The Vector can have a 25 round magazine, which is essentially what you should get right off the bat if you go hunting for it. It's essential to get this magazine, by the way. There's pretty much no reason not to get this. And with those 25 rounds, you can fire very quickly. You have one of the highest rate of fire guns in the game as well, and you can take out pretty much all four enemies fast enough to where no one will be alerted from it at all. You can also use the Vector as a replacement for your pistol entirely, because you can just put the thing in semi-automatic and go for headshots. The advantages here are that you have a better scope, and you can have a foregrip, and it gives you increased accuracy. So if you're rocking the Vector, there's almost no point in carrying around a pistol. You know, minus the ammo consumption, and that's a big problem with the Vector. You can burn through ammo in this baby if you go loud. So if you do go loud, be a little bit more mindful of how much ammo you're consuming, because next thing you know, you will be out, unless of course you have the ammo upgrades in the skill tree. Little known fact, but you can also pick up the Vector from a boss. Now you don't necessarily need to do this, you can just head to a province and collect it. But if you get it from the boss, it will not be moddable, however it will come with several attachments. And conveniently, those are all the attachments that you'll really need for the Vector anyway. But if you want to add your own personal flavor to it, then I would suggest just finding the intel for it on the province map. So if you're opting for a ghost, style playthrough, the Vector is pretty much your go-to submachine gun. If it isn't, I don't know what submachine gun you're using, but let me just tell you, it's probably not as good as the Vector is. I'm probably going to get a bunch of downvotes for that one, but it's kind of true. Don't get me wrong, there are other SMGs in the game that are going to do well, and they're going to hold their own, but I just think the Vector is the overall best. You have a super great rate of fire, very good accuracy as long as you can compensate for the recoil. You have a 25 round magazine that could be reloaded and swapped very quickly. Yes, the ammo consumption is bad, but if you upgrade your ammo supplies in your skill tree, you're pretty much set there. And you can also take upwards of 4 enemies on at a time while staying in a ghost mode, kind of, under the radar. So what would I give this out of 10? I'd give it like a 9.5. It's a good all-rounder. You pretty much don't need any other guns besides the Vector if you're going to do a stealth playthrough. Even sniper rifles have the problem of the detection range due to their noise profiles. So unless you're using them at extreme ranges, the sniper rifles aren't going to do you any favors, and even those bolt actions aren't going to do you favors, because if you miss one shot, then a lot of people become alerted very quickly. And so that is that. The Vector, the go-to choice for a ghost-styled playthrough on Ghost Recon Wildlands. Let me know what you think about the Vector in the comment section below, and please do subscribe for some more Wildlands in the future, as I am very much enjoying the game. Also, be on the lookout for a channel called Grizno. He's my friend, and he just did a really cool infiltration mission with me. We killed like 35 people and took an airplane without being detected. I'm pretty surprised that even happened, but it did, and he might be making a video on it soon, so go check that out as well. Till next time, everybody, peace out.